All right, so the day we thought would never arrive has arrived, and holy crap. I still am, like, in shock that, like, this is happening. Like, this, like, it's so weird that, like, we got this announcement just out of nowhere, like, oh yeah, this is happening, and everyone's like, what? My friend Mount Vernon kid, he still doesn't believe this is real. Even I was like, this can't be real, right? Like, there's no way it's real. There's no way. There's no way, right? There's absolutely no way this is real. And every news source, even the more, like, I had to wait for the more credible news sources to come out, and yeah, guys, we're getting a new Marvel DC crossover. We're getting 2 new Marvel DC crossovers. Holy shit. Now, I kind of figured this was on the way. Like, we all I think we all thought this was a strong possibility once the omnibuses, the Marvel DC omnibuses and the Amalgam Universe were announced. Like, I think we all kind of figured, like, maybe they're talking, or maybe this is just a way to make more money. Like, that could easily be the case where this is just more to, like, make a quick buck, and that's about it. And everyone thought that was everyone thought that was the, that was it. Like, everyone just thought, hey, not really much going on other than we're just going to do this and be cordial with each other. But the fact that Warner Brothers and Disney, because again, they have to run through so many channels to get a crossover done. Like, I've talked about this before, where to get a crossover out there, you have to go through so many channels. Like, like for this case, DC has to talk to Marvel, Marvel has to talk to DC, DC has to talk back to them, then they have to talk to someone at Warner Brothers, and then, someone at Disney, Marvel has to talk to someone at Disney, and then Disney and Warner Brothers have to negotiate something. It's a lot. So the fact that we are getting, this far is amazing. Like, it's astonishing to me that something I thought would never happen, like, has legit decided to, like, it's happening. Like, can we just take to account that this is real? Like, this is the real life, it's not just fantasy. We're not caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. How long do you think I could do this Bohemian Rhapsody connection? I'm gonna stop. Anyway, so yeah. Now, what we know so far is actually is pretty interesting, because, like, what we know is that we're getting it this year. We're getting 2 this year. Not miniseries, one-shots. Which actually kind of surprises me, because you'd think they would just right out the gate do, like, oh, we're gonna do a mini-series, and that's it. Like, we're just gonna do, like, a full-ass mini-series, and that's all. And then we're gonna go from there. I imagine if these sell well, which I imagine they will, I am a firm believer that these will sell incredibly well. Then they'll talk about not just other one-shots, but they'll also probably talk about, like, what else can we do? Like, what other crossover, and can we make it longer? I imagine this is just, doing these one-shots first and foremost is to just test the waters. That's what it really feels like to me, is that this is more, let's test the waters and then move on from there. That's what it really feels like to me, is that this is more, we're going to put this out here into the internet, into the ether, and then we'll go from there. And again, Marvel and DC could easily just turn on each other depending on how the sales go, or even if they go well. This is like undiscovered country, guys, or just to see this again, I don't know if that's also, like, the fact that Marvel and DC are crossing over again, I don't know if that's, like, a good or bad thing for the comic industry, Now, the other thing I have to bring up is that we don't know what the 2 one-shots are. We have no idea which characters it's going to be, or teams, and we don't know who's writing it. I imagine how it's playing out is that, just like in the old days, Marvel and DC did Marvel and DC did one shot each, where Marvel did a crossover, and then DC got to do one. DC helmed one after Marvel helmed it, vice versa. So that's what I think is happening here, is that Marvel gets to helm one, and then DC gets to helm one. So what could it be? That's the big question. Like, I think that's the question, we're all asking ourselves, is what on God's green earth could this crossover be? Crossovers, what could they be? And the possibilities are endless. We don't know what writers or creative teams. I imagine it's going to be big guns. I really do think they're going to put like their biggest writers on there. I think you could, when we talk writers, we talk like Scott Snyder, we talk like Tom Taylor, James Tynion, and I'm talking like DC first, there's also the possibility it could be like on the Marvel side, like Chip Zdarsky, who does both. It could be Ben Percy. There's a possibility it could be Ben Percy or Gail Simone or Stephanie Phillips, or and we're talking like artists like Jim Lee or Jock, or like, again, they're gonna. I have no doubt in my mind that they are going to go full speed. Like, they're gonna get like they're not gonna get Joe Schmo out of Office whatever the fuck to do these books. They're gonna, like, to entice people. They're not only gonna bring out crossovers, they're going to like bring out people who are, who they expect excellence from. So that's the big thing. So we don't know who's going to be writing. I would say like they are definitely good. Like, I think they're going to probably get someone who, and this is just my train of thinking right now, is that I think they're going to get a writer who has done both. And I know that's kind of an odd thing to say, because you're like, because they have, like, Marvel and DC have had writers that have done both. Whether it be Tom King or, again, Zdarsky. I think it's someone who's not going to have an inclusivity contract, or someone who has worked for both for a long time. So I would say it's either going to be maybe King, because he's good at doing like a one and done story or short stories. I would actually say I think it might be Zdarsky. I think they would get Zdarsky or Snyder, just a bit like, oh my god, this guy is doing those characters. So that's why I think Zdarsky, because he has been doing work at Marvel and DC. I would also say Tom Taylor. Those are my two big ones who I think might be on the projects for each one. Now, as to which characters would cross over, again, we don't know, but Batman's going to be in here, right? Like, I think we can all agree one of those, if not both of those crossovers, are going to be Batman-centric, because we all know Batman sells. Like, we're all in agreement. I think it would be kind of cool if we got a new Spider-Man, Superman crossover. Like, wouldn't it be so cool to see this new age of collaboration start with the one that started it all? Like, we start again with Spider-Man and Superman. That was the first Marvel DC crossover. And I know some dipshit's gonna come on here and be like, oh, actually, Marvel and DC collaborated on a Wizard of Oz comic. I'm talking like first Marvel DC character crossover. You pedantic fuck. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a dick. It's just like, I know someone was gonna come on here and do that. Anyway, but I think it would be cool to see that. Like, to see that spirit of collaboration with seeing Spider-Man and Superman together. And it would make a lot of sense, because we are getting a new Superman movie. Spider-Man's always popular. So it would be cool. Like, again, if we're doing a new era of Marvel, this could be the start of a new Marvel DC crossover era. Nothing says we're working together again than another having your two flagship characters crossover once again, like how it all started ages ago. I definitely think that would be cool. Again, it's probably going to be Batman and maybe Spider-Man, or could it be Black Panther and Batman? Could it be, the third Batman Daredevil crossover that was supposed to happen? Could it be X-Men Justice League? The possibilities are endless. We don't know. I imagine we're going to get news very shortly because both are supposed to come out like late summer, fall-ish. So I imagine like very soon we will be getting some more information. But yeah. So yeah, I am so... I thought, like, even in my... Like, personally, even when the omnibuses came out, I was like, well, it'd be cool. It'd be cool, but I don't know if they'll be, like, play nice enough to cross over with each other. That was my big thing, and now, like, could we get... we also have to entertain the idea that could it be... we get DC and Alien and Predator crossovers again. Like, could that be it where we have, another Batman Predator crossover, because that's under Marvel. Or, another Superman Alien crossover. Again, that's under Marvel, so nothing's off the table, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm just like, again, I am in awe that we're living in an age where this is happening again. Now, again, what that says about the comic industry, I don't know. Like, that's a story for another time. But as it stands right now, holy dog shit, So yeah, I'm just shocked we're getting not one, but 2 one-shot crossovers, and it could lead to something more, yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. I can only get so erect. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, you guys tell me in the comments below, what are your hopes for these 2 Marvel DC crossovers? Who do you want to see write them, and what characters do you want to see crossover? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.